core, this video is going to be looking at dead bugs, not actual bugs that are dead, but exercise for your core. It's called dead bugs, and you'll see why. It's because you don't like a dead bug. Okay, so we're going to start in our standard crook lying position. So in fact, we'll regress a little bit as well. So depending on what stage in your rehab you are, it might be for you that just rolling your hips back into a posterior tilt, that might be enough for you. Just doing this. So the first thing we want to think about when we're looking at core exercises is this rotation of the hips. So you imagine you have a stick going all the way through your hips, and you can swivel into anterior or posterior. And we always want to be in this posterior position when we're thinking about these. The other thing is not to let those knees rock out to the side or fall in together. Also, the bottom part of the ribs here, just keep them pushed down. So imagining that you want to just close down that space between your lower back and the floor. Okay, so now we've got all the boring bits out of the way. So once you've moved past your hip tilts, the next thing that we would be looking at would be hip tilt plus slide, the leg away. Oh, there's a lot of friction on this mat, so normally it would be a little bit smoother than that, so maybe don't do it with a rubber shoes and a rubber mat. Okay, and then you can alternate the legs. Again, very bumpy with these shoes. And bring that back. Then we're going to look at dead bugs, so once we kind of progress past that part of Reese. Can't speak, give me a second. Past that part of rehab. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to look at bringing these legs up. So I've set my core up here, push my lower back down into the floor. I'm going to bring my legs into a 90 degree position on that side and that side. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is just breathe in this position. So we'd be holding it here. The next progression from that would be to have the arms up, pushing those shoulder blades down into the floor, while simultaneously reaching up to the sky. I know that sounds a bit paradoxical, but there we go. The next level from that would be to extend one leg out at a time and bringing it back. Extend one leg out and bringing it back. The next stage from that would be to move one leg and one arm simultaneously. Whew! Could have probably done with taking a break between those. Okay, so things to think about during those. So we kind of just did them all in quick succession, but they are separate exercises. Making sure that when you are moving an arm or leg, you're really keeping the contact with that lower back and the floor. So the moment that you can no longer maintain that contact, you want to stop the set there, or maybe go down to one of the previous levels. And you do that by, as we talked about, tilting your hips and pushing your lower ribs down to the floor. So with the breathing with these exercises, you shouldn't necessarily, so my core wasn't fully engaged then, so I needed to talk at the same time. So if you're sort of fully engaging your core, you should really be able to speak properly while you're doing it. So I want you to imagine when you're breathing, like you're breathing through a tiny cocktail straw, and sort of full bracing is outside of the scope of this video, but for this one, just try to keep the engagement in your core, and yeah, imagine that you're breathing through a tiny little cocktail straw, so pursed lips, control the breathing in, control the breathing out, and breathing down the belly rather than up into the ribs, and we're not relaxing as we breathe, because that would be to let go of the core control that we've got. So to progress more so, you can grab a little weight, and I'll just show you that as a sort of final option. So you would be in your last position here, and you could extend the arms together with the weight, and go back up, one leg at a time, or you could do all four and back up. So you can probably see then, I don't know if you could see, but because I was talking, I wasn't fully engaged, my lower back actually came off the floor while I was doing that. It was a little bit, but that would be an example. If I was fully engaged and I was trying to breathe and that still happened, that would indicate to me that I would want to stop that set there, or maybe it wasn't time for this one yet, and maybe just to take it down a little bit. Last tip for these, before we finish the video, is your knee in relation to your hips. So the further past your hips they are, the harder it will be because you're pushing that lever further away. Generally, you want to have them at least on top as opposed to closer in. The sooner you take them closer in, you don't really need that engagement anymore. So, that was a whole bunch of exercises in one quick video. If anything is confusing, just give me a shout. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.